This segment is sponsored by Michigan Auto Law. Let's talk about older drivers. There's no maximum age limit to have a license to drive, so folks can drive well into their senior years. And they often slip through the cracks at license renewal time. So, who's responsible for taking away the keys? Attorney Brandon Hewitt is here from Michigan Auto Law to explain. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you as always.
Oh, yes. We had a situation with my daddy had Alzheimer's disease, quite young. We had to take away the keys, and it's not easy no matter who's doing it. So let's dive in on it. What do we know about the statistics for poor driving on the part of seniors, like crash statistics?
Yeah, this is a sensitive subject. One of the biggest things that seniors worry about is their loss of mobility, and being able to drive is one of those big things, right? So it's a very serious subject, and something that I know obviously families take seriously, as your family I'm sure did. But the reality is unfortunately fatal crashes are going up for senior drivers ages over 65. We saw a 12% increase in the last 5 years. Slight decrease overall in total crashes with seniors. But really, the scary statistics there is that 12% increase over the last 5 years. So just here with some tips and ideas to keep our parents and grandparents safe.
Yeah, I mentioned there's no maximum age limit for driving in Michigan, but let's talk about the license renewal process and the challenges there.
Yeah, so every driver in Michigan is required to renew their license every 4 years. Okay, you can renew your license though by mail at least once in that time period. Every 8 years, then you have to go in for an in-person renewal, and it's only at that time, at that 8 year period, in-person renewals, that you actually have to do a vision test. So you're talking about 8 years between vision tests, just at a basic Secretary of State testing to see if you are able to see some basic things for your driver's license. That's pretty long period of time to go through without having a significant checkup to see if you really are the safest driver out there.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the common requirements and restrictions that may be placed on a driver.
Really, as far as some common requirements, we see a lot in other states. Other states see shorter renewal periods between licenses, where you have to have a vision examination, where they don't allow those online renewals. Really, limitations are really kind of suggestions for what we think, maybe senior drivers want to think about. Freeway driving, limiting your driving to, city roads or smaller streets, so that freeway driving can be pretty hazardous. Also, a very simple one, driving at night. Obviously, as we get older, our ability to see at night decreases. And so maybe you limit your driving to daytime periods. Try not to drive during rush hour periods. Staying off the road when it's super busy, because reality is, as we get older, our perception and reaction times slow down. And this is, nothing, prejudice or anything against seniors. The reality is, as we get older, just some things change, right? I have some soreness as I get out of bed in my 40s that I didn't have in my 20s, right? So we just kind of change as we get older. It's really being aware of those things. Maybe putting an extra mirror on your side mirrors so you can see better. Having some supports in your car as far as your seating position, and make sure that you're in a safe spot to actually drive, with that kind of stuff. Maybe some geographic areas, trying to stay in areas that you're familiar with driving, so you're not driving in places that you're not sure about, having to worry about what road to turn on and whatnot. So it's really just putting the onus on people, making the safest decisions for themselves, and also for family members too. Having a conversation with your parents and your grandparents about what the safest thing to do is. Sometimes maybe they don't know to have that conversation, and maybe offer them rides at places. Hey, mom, dad, can I take you to the doctor? Can I take you here? At 7 o'clock at night when you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Sometimes seniors get on the road there and they don't feel safe.
All right. If you need the help of an attorney, call 833-411-MISH or visit michigan autolaw.com. Brandon, thank you.
Thank you.